Hi everyone, Carolina Allen and Margot Watson here from Big Ocean Women, and today we wanted to talk to you about a really important topic that we saw at the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women. It was talked about extensively.
And it's very upsetting because they're talking about mothers being called unpaid care workers. Rather than a mother, unpaid care workers. Tell me how that affected you.
So their solution to empowering women and to make women more visible, which, by the way, one of the most offensive things I heard at the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women was that women are the face of poverty. Oh. So we talked a lot about, it was talked a lot about all of the negative things associated within that family environment, especially the unpaid, invisible work that women do within the walls of their home, or as women go about caring for one another, caring for an elderly parent, caring for our children, that all needs to be plugged into their country's GDP so that it can be counted and then women can really become empowered. And that sounds good because maybe women, need support because truly there is a lot of women in poverty. That is true. But why is that problematic? I will tell you. The minute that the government intrudes itself and pays you for the work that you do within your home means that the government gets to dictate and tell you how to do that work. So even if you homeschool, right? If you are a mother at home, if you are a carer of your elderly parents at home, I don't think anyone would be okay with, these intrusive, bodies because you've taken the money to come in and tell you how to do something. Because let's be frank, like that is where freedoms first are generated, is within the walls of your own home. So this is something that we really want people to be aware
Well, I
of.
have liked the fact that they're trying to shame women for exercising that natural divine right of caring, loving, teaching your children and caring for your parents. And yet they're shaming you because you don't want to go out into the workforce.
Yes. In fact, we had a friend, Madeline from Sweden, who we are going to share her video and her testimony, but she said, don't allow your country to get to the point of where my country is, because women were pushed out of the home. Like, Sweden is always used as this great model of stay-at-home mothers, where it's taking care of the first year, that paid time off, and then fathers have that equal time off. But she says what you don't hear is that immediately when your child turns 1 year, you go and have that doctor's visit, and then they are immediately taken to daycare, what they call school. And then your child, it's okay for a mother to take care of other people's children. That's okay, but you can't take care of your own children. And what's happened to a whole country, she said, is this whole disconnect where you've forgotten how to mother. And she said that it wasn't until she went to Africa and saw that connection and that just very...
Between the mother and the child.
The mother and the child.
Yearn to be together and recognize each other's importance.
That it was intuitive, and she said, all that I've lost, right? And so she's warning us, don't get into that. And care work is exactly the direction that that's going. And I will say, too, how reductionary, right? To claim that the only thing that we do are like these relegated little jobs, like I'm somebody's employee. The work of mother is so profound. It's so impactful because it changes it. We not only drive our kids around and make the meals, we shape their minds. We build their hearts. We strengthen their spirits. And that is invaluable. There's no amount of money that you could pay someone. And so mothers, take that leadership, take that honor and that responsibility.
I love how you said take that honor.
Yes, it's an honor.
It is an honor to be a mother, for sure.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody who had visited in Romania some orphanages, and she talked about the dullness in the eyes of these little children that are in orphanages because they do not have somebody on a daily basis telling them how important they are, how valuable they are, and that they are important to that individual. It is so critical that that we value motherhood, and that the world and our particular nation values it.
And we need to expand our motherhood, not just to protect our children, but to protect all children. They belong to us. They don't belong to the government. They don't belong to the United Nations. They belong to women who are true mothers, and the way that Big Ocean Women defines motherhood is that any woman who has the best interests of the rising generation at heart. They're not your future employees. They're not your worker bees. They're not these are beautiful, completely unique individuals with spirits and souls and hearts and minds and need to be blessed. And I think that mothers who really know that,
Yeah.
I think we need to claim all of the world's children, that not on our watch.
Back in 1950, there's so many laws that were passed back in the Congress that would support families and mothers staying home and loving and taking care of their children. And it's so interesting to see how far we have evolved from that model of how important the family unit is in our nation. If you have any questions, please visit bigoceanwomen.org, and we appreciate you watching.